Yo, what's going on, guys? So today I wanted to react to DC Network's recent video about MeTV Toons. It actually came out to be announced, I believe, just this week. And I think this was in the works for a while, and there was hints at what was to come. But this is the title of his video. MeTV Toons is essentially a Boomerang 2.0. What is the future of Boomerang? So yeah, let's get right into this. I'll try to share some of my ideas and what I know throughout it. I may pause it and just do that. So, anyway, I like to say that DC Network has a great mind. He's very credible in the cartoon areas, as well as he's a huge Cartoon Network fan. So, if anyone knows anything, it's definitely DC Network himself. Anyway, guys, let's get right into it.
Hey guys, DC Network here, coming at you with another video. It looks like there's a new Boomerang launching in the form of MeTV Toons. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, MeTV, which is a TV channel that essentially airs older sitcoms and whatnot 24/7 every day of the week, they're launching a brand new channel titled MeTV Toons. As it is already, MeTV sometimes will have shows like The Flintstones on, and essentially MeTV Toons is going to be a channel that is dedicated to airing a lot of the older classic Hanna-Barbera era cartoons. They recently signed a deal with Warner Brothers Discovery, and the majority of the programs that are going to appear on the block are Warner Brothers Discovery owned properties, such as stuff like the Looney Tunes, Scooby-Doo, Tom and Jerry, and all of the other Hanna-Barbera cartoons like Top Cat, the Flintstones, the Jetsons, Josie and the Pussycats, etc., etc. There are some other shows that are going to be a part of the block from other companies such as like Woody Woodpecker, Casper the Friendly Ghost, Inspector Gadget, etc., etc. But the main point of this video,
Before he says anything more, one of the also announced things was Johnny Quest as well. I really think they have so much coming in, and I'm really excited about what's to come. I mean, dude, the list is giant. There's a ton of Hanna-Barbera properties, as well as Warner Brother properties. Like, I think they have a bunch of TV-based ones as well. So, whenever I watched the interview, I believe the guy's name was Man, and he actually interviewed someone that knew more about this project. He was one of the, I guess, programmers for this channel specifically, but this man had like a giant list for every show that was going to be on this network. Sadly, I didn't get to go through all the way through it, but we mainly know that it's going to be Hanna-Barbera for the majority, and then there's like so many other things to come. So, yeah, 24 hours a day with so many possibilities for older TV shows, or should I say older cartoons. Anyway, let's let him go on.
is something that I've realized when it comes to MeTV Toons. I'll just say right now, I heard of MeTV Toons happening a few weeks ago, and I was not planning to make a video on it until I thought about it a bit more. And when you think about it a bit more, at face value, MeTV Toons is just another classic cartoons channel. Okay, cool, great, that's awesome. When you take a deeper look at it and see that majority of the programs are coming from Warner Brothers Discovery, it kind of makes you scratch your head a little bit. There's a quote out there from one of the people who is working on MeTV Toons behind the scenes, one of the people who is putting this channel together, saying that think of Cartoon Network from 1992 when it aired all those classic Hanna-Barbera shows. That essentially is what we're doing here, but on steroids, just to the umpteenth power. That's basically the quote. I'm paraphrasing it, but nevertheless, there was already a channel that did all of that. There was already a channel that had classic Hanna-Barbera shows on it, and that channel is Boomerang. I'm kind of at a loss as to why this new channel is being created when Boomerang exists and Boomerang isn't being used for anything right now.
I think they're getting ready to do a transition for Boomerang, but I could be wrong. Right now, basically, Boomerang is just airing Tom and Jerry and Scooby-Doo on repeat. I think what they want to do is they want to eventually bring in the 2000 stuff to that channel. Stuff that's from my generation, so like the early 2000s to the more teens 2000s. So that's what I think should happen and would be the best. Take something like Checkered Past and you introduce it as like a whole time slot on a channel like that, and we would be excited. Get the like good Teen Titans, the Teen Titans that I grew up with. Get stuff like Dexter Laboratory, Ed, Ed and Eddie, Grown Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Ben 10, DC Network, you love Ben 10, bro. You gotta understand. Get stuff like Samurai Jack, Clone Wars, Johnny Bravo, if they'll bring it. I would hope so. But this is a channel that's essentially meant for teenagers, basically. It's the teenage audience. It's not quite made for kids cartoons. That's the thing. So something like Johnny Bravo, they're afraid to put it on because it's like they don't know the audience. Yes, it would fit with Adult Swim, but this is like what Family Guy's become. It's became like this early 14-year-old show. It's what The Simpsons became. It's where everything else is going. It's hard to fit a demographic for your audience. Boomerang has already had this rebrand. It already has like Teen Titans, Codename Kids Next Doors, and stuff like that, and like its little channel previews. And I was paying attention to that last night. I haven't really paid enough attention to Boomerang within the last, I don't know, 20 years maybe. I don't know. I want to say 20 years, but it's more like at least 15, maybe like 12. I've only been along for 20 of them or something, should I be honest. But I watched Boomerang quite a few times actually growing up, and it was a fun channel with a lot of old school stuff, and it was very entertaining because there was always something different on. It's now became this marathon channel where something's constantly playing, and it was always the same stuff over and over again. I don't want to watch the Looney Tunes on repeat. I don't want to watch Tom and Jerry on repeat. It's like watching the same two shows. That's not good. Your audience needs variety. And a network where they're playing it 24/7 with variety, hopefully not the same thing back to back to back. You can do back to back and then switch. We don't want to see the same thing over and over again. Going on. I'm going to let you go, DC Network.
Boomerang essentially has become, for the longest time now, a Tom and Jerry, Scooby-Doo, and Looney Tunes network.
Yes, you're right. Exactly. Exactly. With the fact that they play something like Popeye every once in a while. I think there for a while they're playing like a foster home for imaginary friends, kids next doors. I think they're trying to play stuff like that, and I don't know why they just don't go full on that. That would be a channel that would actually live in this modern day world. And I don't know, if they were able to bring this stuff to a streaming platform, the numbers would definitely increase. I mean, as you know, MeTV is actually going to be a free channel that you can get with a antenna, so that's the bonus to it. It will be free. There's going to be some streaming services that actually have this as well on it. So there's an exterior streaming services. Isn't in your state, which hopefully a bunch of states end up getting this because I think it'll be widely successful. But a lot of the top tens they have a majority on it. I know for sure they have Indiana, I believe California, Utah, Chicago, uh, and there's more to that list. There's way more than that. But those are the ones that I definitely remembered from the list. As I said, Antenna Man's video, it actually goes more in depth of the locations he actually has in his description. So anyway, I'm gonna let you go on, man. Sorry.
It no longer airs all of the Hanna-Barbera classics 24/7 like it used to. The channel, unfortunately, as I've discussed many times in this video, it had its downfall in the mid-2010s when it was rebranded to become essentially a Cartoon Network 2.0, and it's never gotten back to the glory days of the old classic Boomerang since then. So
I think that it's good if they rebrand it. I think that Boomerang needs to switch over. So we take the stuff that's older, we move it back. Then we take stuff that's older, move it back. 3 channels would be perfect. And you just have to have an open mind. You like Rick and Morty, you like Ben 10. Think about a channel dedicated to all of that type of stuff combined into one channel. Your generation of cartoons than someone else's generation of cartoons. You see what I'm saying, DC Network? It's harmony, man. And I know in hindsight, it's about the name and what it could have been and what they could have done to stop themselves from having to come over and make a totally new network. I don't think Boomerang's going to be shutting down. I still think it can perfectly coexist with Cartoon Network and MeTV Toons as well. So anyway, I'm gonna let you go on in, man. You are correct about what you're saying, pretty much, though.
So instead of Warner Brothers Discovery going to fix Boomerang, to fix their brand, to fix their channel, they decide to license out their shows to another company and another channel in MeTV Toons. Now, the whole reason behind this, when you actually take a step back and think of why they're doing this, is because most likely they're going to get more money from MeTV Toons as opposed to just airing these shows on Boomerang. If they
You're correct about this. I believe a lot of people dropped Boomerang. It's not exactly the hottest thing to have. I feel like the plus of having Cartoon Network is that at least you have Adult Swim to back off of. But with this, there's literally no loss to it. You literally do nothing but gain. So, that's my thoughts on that.
sell the rights of these shows to MeTV Toons. Let's say it's a 5-year deal, hypothetically speaking. It could be less, it could be more. Who knows? But hypothetically speaking, let's say it's a 5-year deal for X amount of millions or billions of dollars. They're probably going to make more from these shows doing that than they would airing it on their old channel in Boomerang. It just shows me that this company is just faced with so much greed. And I don't even want to say it's just necessarily greed, as I do know they are $45 billion in debt currently, and they're trying to recoup as much of that debt as possible. But like, why even have Boomerang exist anymore at that point?
Like I said, Boomerang can coexist if it takes some of the, you know what I mean, 2000s, 2010, then you go all the way to, I would say like 2013, 2015. You can possibly go all the way up to 2020 because there's nothing going on. But at the same time, it's like, I guess the counterproductive thing about all of this is that Cartoon Network, in a weird way, hasn't moved on from their early 10s. We're in the 20s, and now we have nowhere. They don't have any plans. They are in debt, and I can't really be mad at them. They do need to make money. You know, someone's got to pay the bills, or, you know, as you know, DC Network, the channel totally just gone. History gone. And then we lose the channel. We essentially lose a part of history. And I think they can keep it and coexist it, but this is something they're trying, I'm sure. And I believe it's gonna, I think it's gonna be good, and I think it's gonna succeed.
Point, right? If you're going to sell the rights to your shows to another channel that is essentially a carbon copy of what Boomerang was, then why even have Boomerang be around anymore? Like, what is the point of Boomerang if you're not going to do anything with it? I just don't understand what Warner Brothers Discovery is trying to accomplish other than get themselves out of debt. What is the game plan long term here, right? Warner Brothers Discovery is in this business to make money. They're trying to get themselves out of debt so they don't go bankrupt as a company. I fully understand that, but the problem with the way they're handling the situation, the problem with the way they are going about it, is by doing everything they've done since this merger happened, they have hurt the brand of Warner Brothers and all of the subsidiaries with it, like Cartoon Network or Boomerang, so much that when you come out of the flames, when you come out of the fire debt-free, what is your plan then? Because at that point, you're going to just drive your brands into the ground so much that there's going to be nothing left to salvage. If you're doing this right now and selling the rights to all of your shows to MeTV Toons, and you're not going to have Boomerang be anything, then okay, once you're out of debt completely, what's your plan with Boomerang then? What are you going to do with that channel, since the shows that you would be airing on that channel are now airing on a rival network, MeTV Toons? It's just, I don't understand where the foresight is here. There seems to be a lack of foresight. David Zaslav, essentially what they're doing here at Warner Brothers Discovery and all of the other executives there, they're just basically walking around with dollar signs in their pupils. All they're looking for is wherever they can make a quick buck without thinking of the repercussions that that quick buck will bring. Like, for example, all of the shows they've canceled throughout the years since this merger has happened, all of the creators they've burned and done harm to since this merger has happened, who do you think is going to make your next show if all of a sudden, just hypothetically speaking, let's just throw out a name here like Owen Dennis. Owen Dennis was the creator of Infinity Train, a fantastic series in its own right that was rather successful successful that your Warner Media company prior to this merger happening was relying heavily on for HBO Max subscriptions. If you watch an HBO Max commercial, chances are it had Infinity Train and Close Enough in it, and guess what? Warner Brothers Discovery came in and canceled both of those series. Although I will say Infinity Train was actually canceled slightly before the merger, but nevertheless, if you burn these creators, if you cancel their shows, they're never going to want to come back and make a new show with you. Like all the people who worked on a movie like Scoob the Holiday Haunt, are you telling me that any of them are going to want to go back to Warner Brothers Discovery to work on a new project with them? No.
I think yes. At the end of the day, DC Network, it's all got to do with money. That's all that matters. These people have to live, they have families, and they have bills to pay. It's just how it is, man. It's just they want to do what's in the best of business, but they also don't want to exactly just tarnish their brand completely. I don't think this is a bad move. Essentially, everyone's operating as a unit, is what it looks like. Now, they've definitely disappointed me with Checkered Past for a while, but they've decided to move on and go up from here. So maybe this is all just a big experiment, and we're going to be moving up to the next stage where we have a channel dedicated to Checkered Past type of thing, where it's just like themed differently. I don't know. I think that'd be awesome to go on to the next generation of television, all the way up till the sad death of television. So we're kind of documented on the way down till then. But that's the reality of it. Television still hasn't made its way, at least cartoons, should as they haven't made their next stage, which shows it's slowly dying, but a part of it is bringing the past back and then attracting new, and then it moves people back, and it's a loop. You know what I'm saying? It's the cogwheel, you feel me? People keep coming back, and then they get their kids on it, and then go back. Full circle.
Because who's to say that Warner Brothers Discovery just doesn't cancel that project and just Thanos snap it and it's gone from existence all of a sudden? This company, just like I said, has a lack of foresight here. While MeTV Toons is a great thing conceptually speaking, it's a great thing for the animation industry as a whole, because the animation industry has been struggling over the past half decade or so. So it's great to see that another company is going to try to put a bigger emphasis on animation once again. But when the company that's leasing these shows out to them in Warner Brothers Discovery has their own channel that is supposed to do the same thing or used to do the same thing, and they're not doing it with Boomerang anymore, they're just wasting it, it just makes me scratch my head and be like, why are you selling the rights to your shows to another Boomerang when you have Boomerang and you own that channel in-house and are doing nothing with it? It just really bothers me because Boomerang's been dead pretty much for the past decade or so. I believe it was 2015 when the rebrand happened. That's when Boomerang really went down the drain, and essentially you're burning Boomerang, you're wasting Boomerang to just make a quick buck to give your shows to another channel in MeTV Toons. I don't know, that just rubs me the wrong way. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Are you guys excited to see that we're getting another animation channel in MeTV Toons, or are you a bit annoyed at it like me? Not to say that MeTV Toons is a bad thing inherently, it's just the fact that Warner Brothers Discovery is deciding to make a quick buck to sell these shows to MeTV Toons as opposed to actually taking care of Boomerang and making that brand back to what it used to be and making it that powerhouse where all those old shows are coming back to you. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this from DC Network. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
DC Network, I like your points. I do understand where you're coming from. I'd be angry too, man. I haven't been keeping an update. I started maybe this year or so, and I've been watching pretty close through Checker Past and so on.
Now with Hulu on Disney Plus, your favorites are in.
Sorry about that. Anyway, though, DC Network, I gotta say that what you said, I can totally understand, man. But we gotta move. We gotta keep moving forward. We can't go back, and we can't be like, oh, this is what they could have done, because they're always gonna go forward. They're gonna do the move that makes them money foremost first, and yeah, it's came to where everything's about money now. But this is my hope. I hope that they use this channel to play the 2000 stuff and dedicate it more like a Checkered Past channel. There is a big possibility that they could do this. I was looking at what it's become. The same bumpers that they had before are now transformed into like these Kids Next Door, Teen Titans, and so on. And I feel like that would be a good dedicated channel to that type of stuff. So you take like all of that good stuff and you put it on there, and it could be like its own separate thing. As far as like what's wrong with Cartoon Network, what comes down to it is they just need money. They need new people to come in and make new shows. That's all I can say. It's getting harder because you're competing with YouTube and so on. Like I said, guys, savor what we have. TV is dying, but I will say this: MeTV Toons, I will be there. I'll hopefully be there day one that it comes on, and I'll get to talk about that, how it looks, and what my thoughts are. Anyway, it's gonna be launching with Looney Tunes as well as Tom and Jerry for the most part. A big long list they gave us, so everything will eventually get aired on that channel. So starting off, I guess they're gonna introduce this. But yeah, Warner Brothers handled TV pretty good. I was watching some of their older channels, Warner Brothers Kids back in the day. I think they can succeed pretty well. And if it's free, I don't think anyone's going to complain, and the viewership should be pretty nice, since this is essentially like getting Cartoon Network for free. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on it. And DC Network, I'm a huge fan of yours, man. And I gotta say, I always agree with what you say pretty much. And yeah, I don't mean to take away from any of your opinions or anything, because at the, I want to do what you do, man. I want to feel like you, man. I want there to be something still there. I don't want the channel to just completely leave. I don't want Cartoon Network to be tarnished, as well as, Boomerang. Anyway, guys, hope the best for you. Stay safe and peace.